Hello everyone, happy Halloween. I got my Halloween shirt on. This thing is as old as I am probably. I used to wear it when I worked at an elementary school. I was the school secretary for a while, and I wore this shirt in Halloween. So uh, I hope everyone's having a good week and having lots of tricks and treats for Halloween. Hey, Stephanie and Debbie, thank you for coming on. Hi, Susie. That's great. Thank you guys for coming on. So, and hi, Mom. I know you're watching. So, tonight I'm going to show a sneak peek of the cards that we'll be making in my class on Saturday. So, if any of you guys are coming to the class, you will see these cards. And if I have any card kits left over, well, you'll know how to make them. So let me switch the camera down. I've got just a couple of housekeeping things and we will get started. Okay, so tomorrow, Halloween, October 31st at midnight, the special starter kit special will be ending. Oh my gosh, this has been such a fabulous special. For $35, you can join my team and get $125 of products. And I've had several people take advantage of that, which I love. Welcome to all my newbies. So, but there is one more day for you to take advantage of it, and I hope you do because this will never come around anytime soon. So I have a little QR code you can scan, or you can go to my kathyschmitt.stampinup.net and click join. And I hope you do. And if you have any questions about, I don't know, filling your cart, let me know. One of the best perks of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is you get early access to the new products. So on November 4th, they will be releasing the November online exclusives. So as demonstrators, though, we got to start ordering them on October 1st. So we get a whole month ahead of time. So if you want to get in on some of those November online exclusives early, then you can put them right in your starter kit. The one thing I like about that is you don't have to worry about the inventory usually, if you're one of the first people to get them. So please join my team. The other thing is October's almost over, and this Craft Your Happy Mail class featuring Gathering Together Suite is available this month. It's free with an online order of $60 or more of product that's before shipping and after any coupon discounts. Or you can just purchase it for $24.95, and that includes the shipping. So you will get everything to make these 3 cards. And the die cuts are done for you. The bows are tied for you. It includes the gems. This one here is fun. It's a little gift card holder. Okay, with that. So everything is kitted up and ready to go. You don't have to do anything except stamp your greeting. So these are sized that you can fit anything in your greeting. So I hope you take advantage of that. And the other thing is I have a couple of my September Peaceful Garden kits still available. And the cards we made with those are this one here. And everything's die cut for you, even the little sprig that the bird's holding. You get all your gems, everything's cut to size. You have enough to do your envelope. And this one here, Peace on Earth, and the embossing's done for you. And then this one's a strip card, and everything's cut and measured. All your die cut pieces, your bow, your gems, everything's included. So I just wanted to show you. Last week I was like, oh, you can see my website. It's all been fixed now, so you can get those. And then I couldn't see them. Well, here's why. Because on my phone, you have to turn it sideways. There we go. And now I have a backyard stamper store in the menu there. I know it's kind of blurry, but you can click that. You can see class packets, craft your happy mail, which is what I just showed you, the gathering together and the peaceful garden. So now you can just shop and add to your cart and purchase if you would rather do that. So, yeah, I hope you take advantage of some of my new offerings. Okay, let me just get back. Hi, my good friend Anne. I miss you. I know I say that every week, probably. Not trying to make you feel guilty or anything. I just miss you. All right. So, the last thing I wanted to show you is, remember our Stampin' Up is doing the Standing Strong Together promotion. So if you purchase this Love and Courage stamp set from me in October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, then I will send you a beautiful card that I made with the set. So you have some instant inspiration. Okay, that is a lot of jibber jabber. So let me show you the cards. So this card here is a gingerbread. It's got Stephanie's name on it. And I did a little inside gingerbread too. And then I've got sugar and spice and everything nice on the inside. And then this beautiful card using the Peaceful Garden. And this sentiment came from the October Paper Pumpkin Kit. Some great sentiments in that one. And then this is using the stencil. So we're going to show you how to use the stencil. And this snowflake is from a Blast from the Past stamp set. So, all right, I'm going to do the stencil one last because that one's probably the messiest. And let's do the gingerbread first because this guy is just too cute. So let me show you what I'm using for my stamps. Of course, I put it on the bottom. Okay, so it's the gingerbread bundle. And what's neat about the die is it cuts and embosses this little fold line to get this, to, the fold. But you can also snip it and get two gingerbreads from one pass. So, oh, I wish you were coming too, Anne. So, and then this gingerbread set is just so cute with all these little faces and gumdrops. And these makes candy canes and lollipops and like suck on candy, a mug. Oh, the dies are fantastic. So I am really happy that I purchased that one. Okay. Oh, the last thing I forgot to say that we're using is I took some, this is the two-tone cardstock and embossed it with the Forever Plaid. And I like that it kind of cracked a little bit in some spots. It gives it some extra texture. So I did that part ahead of time. All right, so I've got my pieces. I have everything die cut for my people on Saturday because they will be busy building their gingerbread. All right, so I've got my die cut piece out of pecan pie. This is real red two-tone, so I'm using the darker side. A piece of white, which is 5.25 by 4. This is also 5.25 by 4. This is crumb cake, and that's 8.5 by 5.5. We'll just fold that right in the middle. Okay. And then I die cut these pieces and I brought in some, I almost said brilliant blue. Isn't that funny? Um, I die cut some blueberry bushel, a mug, and a scarf. And then I dug through my stash because, you know, craft your stash, got to use up what we've got hanging around. And I found this glitter paper. So I recut just the brim of the hat and we'll cover that up. And that's how I got this here. And then this little piece is from the All About Autumn, the hot cocoa set. That's the cream or on the slice of pie. What I'm going to do is, and if anybody has like, I don't know, a mishap on Saturday where they mess it up, normally I would say, you know, flip it over. But um, they won't be able to flip it. I wish I could take credit for that, Stephanie. She said that's a good idea on the whipped cream. I actually saw that, I think, on Marissa's Kitchen Table Stampers craft social, I think. Um, but if anybody has a mishap, you know, normally I would say flip it over, but you flip it over, you're going to see it. So what I'm going to tell them is cut theirs apart, and then they'll have two separate gingerbreads, and then they can flip. So with this big giant stamp, how I did it was I laid the stamp on my gingerbread man just to make sure that I had it lined up right. And then I brought my block down to pick up the stamp. So this I know is the right shape for my gingerbread. And I'm going to just come down on top just like that and give it some good pressure. This is early espresso. You can do it in pecan pie, but I found that the tone on tone tends to fade away a little bit, and I wanted it to show up a little bit more. So let me do the inside gingerbread as well. So I find it easier with this one to die cut first and then do the image. Hey, Cindy Pimley. I don't think I said hi to you. Thanks for coming on. Okay, so now I'm going to, you know, make sure I've got it folded, which I do. I'll give it a little rub there. Okay, and then we're going to do all the little fun parts, which is the face, and I'm doing everything in the early espresso. And on the face, I am going to come down enough for the hat because this guy is so big. Like say this is my card front, right? You got to make sure that the hat, with the hat on, everything's going to fit. So I had to bring my face down a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. He's so cute. Doesn't it just make you smile? And like so. And then I'm going to do the buttons. And I'm going to put the buttons down there, just like that. But on the inside, I'm not going to do the buttons. I'm going to do seasons eating. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. Okay, so now I've got my gingerbread all made. So let's put our card front together. And remember when you use the, when you have embossed paper, I find it better to use the liquid glue. It really adheres it well, gets in the nooks and crannies. where sometimes the tape can peel back up. Sometimes, not all the time. Okay, so I've got that on, just like so. Give it a little back rub. And then I'm going to put this guy down and I'm not going to pop it up because I've already got the, for keep it mailing friendly, we have to. Here's my little frosting for my gingerbread man with my glue. Hope you guys are laughing along with me and not at me. Okay, so my mom actually helped me design this card. So what I'm going to do is put some glue on this guy. My mom, I said, what about this? What about that? And she said, no, yes, no, yes. That looks really dark, doesn't it? Let me see if I can get more light over here. I don't know why that looks dark, but there it goes. All right, and here's my glitter paper. There's my brim of my hat. Oh my gosh. It looks so cute. And so I've got a scarf. I like the bow tie, but honestly, there's a lot of little pieces with the bow tie. And that's a lot for my class people when they got to build all this other thing. And so now the trick with the cup, and I don't know what I did on the handle, but that's all right. I'm just winging it. It's a chipped cup, so let's see here. I need a dimensional. So what I'm going to do is I have these open. Why do I have my dimensionals? See, I never do that. Okay. I'm going to put my dimensional on the guy, and I'm going to put 2. So if you put them, if you stack them like that, you will be you will be able to stick the whip topping in the mug. So I've got this, and I'm just going to leave this a little dab for my whip topping. There. Oh my gosh, isn't that so cute? Okay, so now it's time to embellish the front of my card. Oops, you know what? We gotta finish the inside. What am I doing embellishing already? Ha! Jumping ahead. Are you guys laughing with me? It sounds like you are and not at me. All right, we're gonna use the real red and sugar and spice and everything nice. That came out really nicely. And then I've got gumdrops. So I thought this was cute. Like so. And then I need just a little strip for my outside greeting. Baking Spirits Bright. I love that. So we'll do it like so. I love these strips. And otherwise, these would just get thrown away. But I love that they come out with skinny enough sayings that we can make use of them. All right, now we've got it all put together. And let's do our taping. Tonight's episode might be a little bit longer just because we're going to make the 3 cards that we're making in my class. All right, so there's my inside. There's my little flippy. And you just got to watch that you don't get glue. My glue on my hat oozed out a little bit. Okay. My brim is not quite in the right place, but that's okay. And we're going to need some dimensionals to cover up my seam. We'll do it like so. Whoop. And now what I'm going to use for my embellishments are these fun dots. They are the delightful decorative dots, and they are delightful. But I really wanted something right in the middle of my cup because it embosses it. Like it's gonna need a diamond or something. And so, but I didn't want it to stick up because it's already, sticking up like that. And if you put a pointy gem in there, that for sure will go right through the envelope. But I found these flat embellishments in my stash. These were from their earth tone shimmer gems. These were from the Nests of Winter suite. And so that little green is a garden green, so it matches it perfectly. But then I can put these round guys all around. And oh, you would think I can't come up with any other words except the same words. All right, so I've got a green, and I'm going to put a red down here. And when I put my gems on, I like to kind of keep it near something that's already popped up, and then it helps with the nail. I think, anyways. I don't know if it really does or not, but we'll see. All right, so I've got my 3 gems plus 1. There's my gingerbread, seasons eating, sugar and spice, and everything nice. Oh, I hope you guys like that card. I think my peeps are gonna love it in my class. Okay, so that's card number 1. I need to clean up all my junk. And then let's do my Peace on Earth card, because this is, I think, gorgeous. The embossing, see how it's right on the corner? I'll show you how I did that. And this here is Retired Ribbon, Misty Moonlight, and these are Retired Gems. So I'm totally crafting my stash, peeps. All right, and if I had enough to use in my class, then I had a lot, right? Because I have, let me show you. Let me show you what I've got prepped for Saturday. I've got all these card kits prepped for Saturday. I usually prep 20 to 22. So a lot of die cutting, those gingerbread pieces. But I do have my people do some things, but there's a lot of people at the class, so just to try to keep things moving along because we're on a little bit of a time issue. Okay, so here's my card. So I've got I've got 2 pieces of basic white, and that one had a hitchhiker, so I had 3, but you only need 2. So 2 pieces, 5 1/4 by 4. And then I took a piece of designer paper that measured, let me show you what it is. So this was one piece here. It went something like that. And this measured 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Okay. All I did was cut it right down the middle at 1 1/2 or 1 3/4, 1 3/4, 1 3/4. Okay. And then what I love about this is it doesn't matter the direction of your paper. You just want to make sure that you like both sides. So I had that, and then what I did was I turned it. So now I have two stacks or 2 strips that are 1 3/4 by 4 3/4, and all I did was cut it at 1 3/4. So I have 2 squares of 1 3/4 and 2 pieces that are two, two and a quarter. Where's my little ruler at? Oh, I got one right here. I can't remember what it is. It is, yes, two, 3 inches. Do I hear three? Do I hear three? Do I hear four? Okay. So it's 3 by 1 3/4. So that's how you make, so you're using up your designer paper because you use a quarter sheet for each card. And then your designer paper will determine if you are making landscape or vertical. And in my case, this card's designer paper it doesn't matter if it's portrait or landscape. So now I'm just going to, actually I want to tape, not glue. I'm going to tape those down. Anybody that's coming to our team mystery stamping on Monday, may see that these measurements look very similar, but you didn't hear it from me. I don't give away the clues ahead of time, no matter how much I like you guys. Okay, so I'm putting those down. Yeah, what gave it away was when I said, I think this piece went over here, when I said, you got to make sure you like both sides of the DSP. Okay, so I'm going to put that one over here because I think one might have been just a smidge skinnier than the other. Okay, that looks better. Just like so. Okay, I can't decide. There it goes. Something like that. So see how it can go vertically or horizontally. And the paper doesn't matter which way. But because I'm using this piece on earth, I'm going to, actually, this is what came out. And I said, oh, I can do it landscape. Okay, so I made my cut and emboss because I'm going to show you how I got that really cool corner there. I'm going to emboss the whole piece that I just taped together. And I've got my stuff all ready right here beside me. So you're going to, when you're doing a 3D embossing, you're going to use plate number 1 and plate number 4. And it's what you need for your sandwich. And you need your embossing folder, which I'm using the Peaceful Greenery 3D. Isn't that pretty? What is really cool about this is it does this impression in the middle that's going to fit this die cut piece, which also came out of this set. So I think that's lovely. And in the mini catalog, there are a lot of samples with this set bundled. I always like it when they do that. So if you put this in so that your lines are, you're using the line at the bottom to have it straight, right? So they have this black line on there. So if you line that up straight, then it just happens that the design fits that 5 1/4 piece. So that's awesome. And you always want to put it in the hinge side first. So you just crank. And that is the end of my embossing machine for tonight. Set that on the floor. I gotta watch when I put it on the floor though. I have been known to trip over it. Okay. So now, oh, look at that detail that you get. It in the corner there. There you go. It really shows up because of that designer paper. It's also here. It just doesn't show up as well as right there. So pretty. Okay, so now we can glue this down, and I am going to use glue because it is embossed. And I am going to put it, oh, it doesn't matter. So on my sample, I did, see how my rectangles are opposite? Because it's opposite day. Give it a nice back rub. All right. And then let me do my inside. We'll do our greetings. And this, oh, so let me show you the stamp set and the dies really quick. So it's Peace on Earth, and it's Peaceful Garden paper. And you get this really great stamp set, which is not just a Christmas set. It's got sympathy, it's got prayers, it's got big hugs for a good friend. I love that. And look at the dies. These dies are fantastic. These are the two label dies that I use to do the outside and the inside of my label. And then it cuts the doves and everything. So very pretty. Whoops, let me put my pieces away here. Oh, I know where that goes. That goes in my paper pumpkin box. Okay. So let me do my stamping here. What did I stamp on the inside? Oh, I stamped using the Merry Christmas from my paper pumpkin kit. Okay, and I used Misty Moonlight. Every other time that I've been making a card with this paper, I've been using Secrecy or um, cloud cover. So I'm bringing in the Misty Moonlight because it has been feeling kind of left out. All right, so here's my, yes, my Marty gave me for my birthday a deep massage coupon, and I haven't made my appointment yet. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I gotta get there. All right, so I've got that. And then my outside is the Peace on Earth. And what I like about these kind of stamps with the mixed font is the block lettering helps you line it up. This part doesn't really matter, but that you will tell for sure if you don't have that right. Okay, that's it on our ink. Close that up. All right, and get my tape going. And you can't really see it, but there's like the die leaves this little decorative edge. It's like a little embossed raised edge. But that just adds a little something something to your piece. Oh, and you know what? I want to put this on too. Just a little strip because you end up with a lot of little baby strips when you cut DSP. And it is shorter than my white. So I am just going to kind of center it side to side and leave a little bit at the bottom. And then it looks like that was the look I was going for. And not that I miscut my paper. Because I'm not going to tell you if I miscut my paper. I'll let you guess. All right, so now I've got this piece on. All right, my inside's done. I've got this now. I got to do my ribbon. And so to do the ribbon, this is my least favorite thing to do. It just takes me, I just have trouble with it. But this ribbon, thankfully, did most of the work. So I feel like this worked out. But you're just going to go, this is about 12 inches of ribbon. And so you're going to make a big loop, like they're going to lay next to each other. And then back, like so, on the slant. And then I have a piece of tear and tape that I'm just going to use to hold them down, like that. That was a little long, but it's still going to be within my label here, like that. So then I'm going to put on my dimension. Whoops, that's a lot of dimensionals all at once, but just the right number that I needed. This one here is a little close to the edge, so we'll pull that back. Okay, so I usually do the 4 corners and one in the middle. And the 4 corners actually straddle the ribbon, so that's good. I did not peel off the tear and tape. Just leave that second cover on. And then where the impression is, can you see the impression on that? There it is right there. That's where I know to put my label. So it's kind of like, you know, a little map, like that. And then I'm going to take my big scissors and trim that up. Oops, I meant to cut that on an angle. And then I'll cut this one on an angle, like so. And then we need our gems. So I pulled out a pack of gems. I had a bunch of these. I don't know why I got so many, but I have like, I don't know, several packs. But what's nice about it is it's hard to use big gems like this, you know. So in this one you get 2 different color blues. You got a light blue and a dark blue. So both work. So I will make good use of these gems, and I'm going to put one on each end of my label, like so. And that card's done. I think that this card is, well, I love the gingerbread man too, but this card is like almost my favorite. Just because I think it's so elegant looking. There's my finished card. And we've got like so. Don't you love this font? The other one, there's joy and I don't know what else there is in that paper pumpkin, but really nice, and they're all nice and big like that. So, all right, card number 2 is done. I got 1, 2, and 3. Whoops, I haven't done 3 yet. Okay, here we go. This is a bookbinding card, and oh, here's my sample. Bookbinding means this part's taped down and this is the little flap opens. So I have it in plastic to keep it safe during my class, and these will go back into plastic. So let's show you how to do that. So the white pieces are 4 by 4. They're both the same. And you know what? Is that 4 by 4? Hold on. It is. No. 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. This is 4 by 4. This is the gorgeous grape. So one of these is going to go on the inside. And so if you think about it, so you might be thinking, why are you only using a 4 by 4 if your card is 5.5? So this outside piece is 11 inches by 4.25, scored at 5.5, and also scored at 4.25. And so the 4.25 is what will give you that book fold. And that leaves you a perfect little square for that piece. So that's why we're doing it that way. And let me do my inside so I can put that together and just keep it all neat and clean. So this is Gorgeous Grape, another one of my absolute favorite stamps. So this set, what I'm using is I'm using the traditional labels. We're going to use Sending Love and Joy and 'Tis the Season. And then I needed some snowflakes, so I grabbed from my stash. This set will never leave because I love the top hat and the Santa hat. But I needed some snowflakes, so I've got my snowflakes right there. So that's what we're doing. And I don't have to worry about, oh, where's the center at my paper? Because at first I had the, 5 1/4, and I figured, oh, they'll tape it under. But I know that that's not going to work. So the best. This will work better. So I've got Sending Love and Joy. And then what I did for my snowflakes was stamp off and stamped twice after I stamped off. So I've got some fun snowflakes. Isn't that perfect? And then I need my strip for my inside. And I did not have a strip. I wonder if I forgot to put strips in people's envelopes when I packed them. Let me grab one. Okay. Nice strip, and I've got my 'Tis the Season right here. Why do I have Peace, Love, and Joy? I took out the wrong saying, but that's okay. We'll just use it. This guy, I don't know where my 'Tis the Season is. I've been making so many cards, and I separate them all into boxes, and then they end up on my guest bed, and then I can't find anything. So that's where I found my pig dies. Finally, they were gone for a couple of months. So, and I bought new ones even. That looks better. That was straighter. And yeah. Did I? It might have been this one though. I had more than one. But that's okay. It's all good. All right, so let me trim this. This is going to go on the diagonal, just like the other one. Because I know it's going to work. Okay, let me get all of these out. And then let me show you how to do this next part. It is using the stencil. And let me grab it. These are called Snowy Delight Decorative Masks. And I did not get the stamp set that goes with this. I don't know why, but Snowy Delights. I just thought that I would use the stencil because, yeah, that's all. So it's on page 53, the mask, Snowy Delights Decorative Masks. They're $12. And there's a bundle for Snowy Delights that has the stamp set and the dies. There's some nice samples with it. Oh, so the bundle includes the masks, the dies, and the stamp set. So that's fun. That's a lot of bang for your buck. All right. What I love about these is I just love stenciling. It's a quick and easy way to make a design. So each of these has a little number in the corner. You can't really see it. Usually I mark over that with a Sharpie. So I'm just putting them back in my order that they need to be in. 2 and 4. Okay. And the beauty of these, they clean up. You just rinse them underwater. They're perfect. So this is what I'm going to do. This is the only tricky part. Tricky is, you know, it doesn't mean anything bad. It just means my paper is smaller than the stencil. So normally I would not do that. So I'm just making, there's a little divot up here, and I'm making a little divot because that's going to tell me where my mask goes. But I want to leave this paper right here, and I'm going to tape it with a little bit of washi tape. And when you tape it down, just know that, be careful that you aren't going somewhere where you're going to be stenciling. And you don't need a lot of tape. If it's sticky tape, make sure you put it on your sweatshirt or something. So I'm just taping that down. So now my paper won't move. I've got my divot. So I'm good, man. I am ready to rock and roll. Who else has used the stencils? Has anybody here tried the stencils? They're really fun. Okay, I'm going to get all this junk out of the way because I might want to make a mess. What I like about it too is, so this is fresh freesia. That's the only color we're going to use because it keeps layering the color on top of each other. So you end up getting 3 or 4 different shades ranging from light to dark. So that looks pretty good. The first stencil is a little bit bigger than my square, but that's okay. Then after that, yes, I'm going to use the divot, but I'm also looking at my design. So I want to make sure that, so my divot, let me show you up closer. My divot puts my stencil right there, but my circles, my mask doesn't match. See how it's off? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide my mask and not worry about the divot. It's just kind of gives you an idea, but you want to have that mask line back up and then just hold on to it. It's not going to go anywhere. You don't have to tape your masks down. And the other thing I like is, you know how you always have to dab off so you don't get the big blob. But if you just start on the plastic, that's your dab off. And then you swirl it in and you won't have so much to rinse off after because you'll have used it. I know Cindy likes to use the stencils. Is that a, yes, is that a sad face or a happy face? I think it's a happy face. Okay, see how it's building the color? So I've used the same color, but see how it's darker here? That's because I've gone over those spots twice with the same color. That's pretty just the way it is, but let's keep going. We want to add all this fun detail. So again, I'm just using my divot as a kind of a starting point. And then I'm going to really, I like to get in these little dot ones really good, almost with a full brush. Because when you, oh man, I got some good color on that one. Yes, look at that. Oh, so fun. And the last one's going to give me just some little extra doodads. Just a little bit of extra doodad. Okay, here we go. Everybody likes snowflakes too at Christmas with the cards. It just makes people happy, especially those people down south that don't get snow. This is their kind of snow. And then before you're all done, what you want to do is take your peace, love, and joy, or your whatever your sentiment is, and just now I'm dabbing it but I'm adding just a little bit of color because it was a little too white next to my snowflake. There, like that. And that's it. And I don't ever clean my brushes. I don't wash them. If I want to use this with Gorgeous Grape, I will. Highland Heather, it doesn't matter because you end up rubbing off the color and that's just a little stain. It sounded like I cracked my ink pen, but it doesn't look like it. So, okay. So now let's see if I can get this up without tearing. Oh, it did. So I only had, oh, you know what? I can use this at my class tomorrow too, or Saturday. I keep saying tomorrow, like as if this is Friday night, because that's usually when I'm still working on my project is till 1 o'clock in the morning. But I actually got the mystery stamping stuff done, and I got my cards cut, and I almost forgot to post that this was live. My friend Anne here said, "Hey, are you going live tonight?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah." And I look and I went, "Oh my gosh, I never put out the post." Oh dear. Okay, so this part here, we need some ribbon, and I just use this white ribbon that is 1/2 inch white. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just measure how much I want to use. So I probably will use this much to tie my bow. And use my scissors. I'm going to cut 2 of these because I need to cut these for my class people too. That way I'll know. That's a lot of ribbon I'm using. Okay. But that's okay because I'm using up my stuff. So what I want to do is add a little bit of glue on the flap where my bow's going to go. Actually, let's just do it all. If you don't want to use the liquid glue, be sure you use something like Terran tape. You need something that's going to hold it well. All right, so I'm putting my ribbon down, and then I'm going to also just add a little bit more glue on top of my ribbon. All right, shut the door, give it a rub. I had glue on my fingers, but that's okay because that's where my ribbon's going to go. There. So now I'm going to just tie. It's a faux bow, so I'm going to tie it a little on the tight side here. Trying to get my finger under there. Like so. I forgot it was a faux bow, which is so I don't really need that much ribbon. There. Like so goes my faux bow. And then I'm using, this is Simply Elegant Trim. I don't know if this is still available, but I had it from last year. And I found some silver cording, and what I love to do with these faux bows, especially at Christmas time, is this stuff is so, it just comes undone. So what I like to do is just make a little small little double thing here. And so what is that? That's like the length of my card. It's just a little, and I'm going to double it. And then you slide it under the faux bow and just tie a knot right on top of your knot with these little pieces. And it gets tricky because I'm not going to give too much of this wire, but you do need to tie it in a knot because the stuff comes untied like so. Okay, so a little bit of a knot showing, but that's okay. And then you snip that one, and then see how they're like frizzy hair sticking out. I like that. Trim that down. So there's my faux bow. There we go. Now the bow looks right. And my little pieces to dress it up. And then what you can do also is take a glue dot, and these are from like the Paper Pumpkin. They're the extra big ones. These come in really handy for this. So if you pick it up, put it down under that knot, just set the glue dot down and knock off that cover. Then you've got a good use for those glue dots. Because I know a lot of people don't use them, but I can't just throw stuff away. I will find a way to use it. All right, here we go. Let's put on the rest. Whoops. I guess I need to use dimensionals because they just came flying at me. Oh yeah, and it works great. And it's a great way to use um, a little bit goes a long way. So, and then I've got my peace, love, and joy. So I don't know where my 'tis the season is, but that's okay, right? We all need some peace, love, and joy in our life. All right, so I've got this and that, and then I've got some sparkles. There we go. Peace, love, and joy. Now, what further dresses this? Oops, let me put this piece in the middle or inside, and then I'll show you what really dresses this card up are the gems. There. Looks so cute, doesn't it? All right, so I've got these rhinestones, and I've got a lot of little ones. Well, I've got all sizes, but I've got these packs that are like half packs. So I'm just going to put one at the top of each of my little hearts. And you know what? My other hearts are under here. So I am going to just tuck that right there on the end, because I have my snowflake going a different direction on the other one. Can't tell that it's like there. See the blinging? Doesn't that look pretty? And then a book binding, which my glue didn't hold, but I will. There. Like that. So there are our 3 cards for tonight. I will let you know. You can check in my shop on my blog, thebackyardstamper.com, because I'll put them on there. And then you can use this video as your instructions, because I do not do PDFs for my in-person classes, because they've got me right there telling them how to do it. So, what do you think? Susie, the stencil is really easy. They sound intimidating. I will give you that. But what sold me is the Layers of Beauty bundle, which is that beautiful rose, and it has a stencil that builds the roses, and that's what sold me on it. I was like amazed at how beautiful they are. So let me come back. Oh, you guys like my cards. Thank you so much. So yeah, I really enjoyed making these. And I hope my class people do too. I still have a little bit of room in my afternoon class, but my morning class is, I believe, pretty much full. But I can always squeeze people in if somebody wants to come in the morning, but not the afternoon. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Halloween. Don't forget the join offer. It expires tomorrow. So it's great. That stencil, the snowflake stencil, you guys that are saying how much you like it, it's only $12. So I mean, and they store flat so you can keep it forever and use it over and over. And what I did was I have another card that I made with this. Let me see if I can grab it. It's somewhere. Although I don't really see it right here. But Let me see if it's over here on my messy bed. Nope, these are just doing my class ones. I had one that I did multiple colors all over it, and that looked really neat. So you can do like a stencil and just keep moving it and change different colors. So yeah, so I will see you guys Sunday. I'll be scrapbooking at 10 o'clock. And it's really fun because bring what you're working on. It doesn't matter if you're doing scrapbooking or making cards or 3D items or ironing your clothes. Just come hang out with me. It's 10 o'clock Eastern time. And we have a good time. And it's like, I keep it at an hour. And so it gives you like an appointment to craft, right? Who doesn't need that? So, um, and then I'll be here next week too. And I have my card class on Saturday, and it's November 1st, which is Marty's birthday. So, what a good guy he is to let me have a card class all day, 2 classes, and on his birthday. So, I thought that was pretty nice of him. And then next week, next Wednesday is our anniversary. We'll be celebrating 37 years. So, it's kind of a busy week for us, but that's okay. All right. I will talk to you later. Please like and share my video. It really does help a lot. And I thank everybody for coming in and commenting. That is really good too. Thank you guys.